Hello, I'm Miss Dutton. This is going to be a short video about Google Forms. I use Google Forms regularly in class and for homework, but I'm taking on a research project with a colleague to see if we can use Google Forms every time we set homework to increase homework participation and also to increase the quality of the work submitted. This video will show you how we aim to do that. So as I'm going to be doing this for every piece of homework, I'm going to try and keep things uniform, so I'm going to talk you through the way I'm going to set it up. So here's an example. I choose my background. I'm going to try and stick with the same one for each grade or maybe each unit. So the very first question I'm always going to ask is my name is, and then list all the students' names as a multiple choice question. It could be all the students in a grade or all the students working on a particular project. This is so I can keep track of who is answering very, very quickly. I'll show you how in a minute. The next question might be a multiple choice, so the artist that I have chosen to base my project on is, and then I'll list the 4 artists we looked at in class. This means I can have a very clear view of what's more popular in class or what different students are working on. And then after that, I'm going to put a more in-depth question where they can give a longer answer. So I have chosen this artist because. Then you can choose text, but it's that very small box, and students tend to write short answers and not in full sentences. However, if you click paragraph text, the box is larger. Just because of that, students do tend to give better responses. When I first start this project regularly, I'm going to be showing the students their answers at the very beginning of the class, sharing them with each other, and telling them what I expect of them. So I'm going to be saying they need to do full sentences, and they need to write at least a paragraph, questions like this. Okay, and then I'm always going to have I'm having issues with, and multiple choice, but also a space for others. So this means that I can see exactly what issues students have. So say 10 out of 15 students are having problems with coming up with ideas, then at the beginning of the lesson we will brainstorm together. Or if one kid is having a particular issue, I can either spend time with that student in that class giving them individual help, or before the lesson I can send them some help. So it could be that they are having problems with a particular app, so I can send them a tutorial for that app, or some instructions and some feedback. Some advice. At the end, the confirmation page, I try to personalise it, so that thanks for answering, you're a star, or thanks for answering, see you on Tuesday, or thanks for your response, I'm excited about this project. Okay, and I'm going to send the form. We have it set up so I can just type in one email, which send it to a whole year group, or I can send it to individual students. Here you can also customise a message and subject. Now, as we move on, I probably won't do this. It will say homework tech, task 1, homework test, task 2. But just to start with, I'm going to fill in the custom message. When students get used to it, which they will very quickly, I will not need to do this anymore. I can also share it on Twitter, so parents can see the homework too. So now I'm going to show you some responses from some homework I made this morning, some fake homework as it's titled. So my name is, some teachers' names. The product I have selected is toys, greetings cards, clothes. The artist, also a text box. I have put the smaller one there by mistake. So this is the responses. You can see each person's response to each question. So you can look at the individual person and the time that they responded. So you can see if they did it last minute, if they did it on time. So if they say they've got loads of problems, and if they did it like 5 minutes before the lesson, I can say, well, we could have resolved these problems beforehand. So I'm going to get them into the habit of keeping on top of their work and doing it on time with plenty of time to spare. So I'm also going to show you what the summary looks like. I really like the summary because it has pie charts. So here I can say, my name is, I can see that Mr. Lazy and Miss Slacker have not done their homework. So I can look at this at the beginning of the class, I can put it up on the screen and say, well, these students need to go do this right now. They're not involved in the class discussion. And that will quickly encourage them to get involved. Or the day before, I can go see those students and remind them or send them a quick email. Another great thing about looking at the summary is that it gives all the students answers to one question. So here you can see I've selected the artist because and all their responses. This is great for peer assessment. So imagine it said, the best thing about Rob's work is, followed by a long list of student answers. Rob can then use this when evaluating his work. They can also collaborate. So it might say, the things that needs to go into a poster to make it successful are, followed by a long list of results. Students can use this when planning their work. It's also great for voting and comparing answers because they're all right next to each other. Hopefully this video has shown you some of the ways we're going to use Google Forms to increase homework participation and also to improve the quality of student homework. To follow up on our research project, please check out my blog missedutton.blogspot.com, or you can tweet me at missedutton. Thank you.